I don't know, it's just the PvP. I mean, there's a lot of exert. Pretty much every town, because that's how it's based off towns. Every town's pretty much got a big group, but that's no different than hybrid. And I know that we're aiming this towards players pretty much coming from hybrid over here. It's just a way better server. If you got the time and the effort to put it in, I mean, you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of people listening from hybrid right now, just a couple, but even just to grab a few, I mean, word spreads fast, and I'm not trying to, like, gank hybrid's traffic, but at the same time, like, if you're my friend and you know who I am, and a lot of people on hybrid know who I am, you know, I would want my friends to play with me, and so, and you missed what I was saying because you were calling me, but I was just saying, you know, the thing that attracted me here is you know, I remember this server from a long time ago, and somebody was trying to get me to play it when it was brand new, and I don't know if he was like one of the people who started it, or I have no idea, to be honest, but I came over and I paged a GM. I mean, I made a character and paged a GM, and Gabriel answered me, and I said, hey, I wanted to start up this site, you know, and bring it over, and I wanted to see if you guys would be willing to help me, like, actually take part in it and work with me as far as getting it going rather than against me. And Gabriel was like, yeah, dude, I think Tilly would be all for that. Let's do it. And I was like, cool. And so when then Tilly came on and she said the same thing and saying, you know, it just made the whole thing like it made the whole thing more attractive to me, because to see the staff actually take part in stuff like this is neat, not just for me but for anybody in general. Because hybrid pushed this whole thing away. They were I don't know what it was. I think that they were intimidated by it, and I was told that my site was promoting outside web pages. Like, my website was an outside web page, and they didn't want people visiting it. They would steal traffic from their forum boards because I have a forum board, and I mean, they would delete all my threads that I made about the site. And at one point, I just went into one of their IRC channels, and I was like, what is your deal? Like, what am I doing wrong? They actually banned me from the forums for it. And I was like, what is going on? And they told me all that stuff, and I was like, okay, well, that's fine with me, I guess.
You know, one thing
I was actually... I was a little disappointed. I was a little disappointed about the whole thing, because before I had brought the whole thing to hybrid, I spent a month working on the site. I mean, I spent a whole month just working on all this code and like making sure everything was good, and you know, just art and stuff. And I was setting everything up for a month, and then I released it, and they deleted my thread. And I was like, that was a month wasted. Like, I was so mad.
You know, on this server, I've never been on a server where the staff are as you know, they've got their communication is down to a T. I mean, you page them, and I mean, you know that they're going to answer your page. And if you got a question or you got a suggestion, they'll actually, sit down for a couple of minutes, listen to you, and I think that's you know, and they go out of their way to interact with the player base too. So I think that's,
I agree strongly.
That's really important.
Yeah, they have that mom and pop shop feel to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're professional, but like one-on-one. You know, like they definitely hold a professionalism, but they're not so high traffic that they won't stop and actually have a conversation with you. And that's something like the staff on hybrid. You know, it's so hard for me not to sit and bash on them. I actually feel a little bit bad, but they're just corrupt, man. Like, they're just, Eric, you played, right? Like, you would agree, right? It's just corrupt. Like, it's broken. It's really broken. And you know, some of the GMs, you know, there's some good GMs, there's some bad GMs. You know, every place has their thing. There's favorites, and then there's the hated ones. But Tessa was the one that actually was like out for me. She was the one deleting my threads and stuff. Like, Mark actually sticky my thread. So for Mark to sticky my thread about my site, and then for Tessa to delete it, makes no sense to me. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. I was like, what just happened? So it's like, it's because the shard just lacks, you know, activity, even from the staff. And because the guy who made the server, Ryan, he's not around anymore. He had a kid or something, and so he's just not there. And because he's not there, the staff is pretty much running rampant. And because they're running rampant, players are running rampant. And you know, there's nothing wrong with griefing or anything on that server. It's widely accepted. And so new players are just completely griefed and broken, and nobody wants to stay there, nobody wants to play there. And, you know, it's the opposite here. I see a lot of new help. I see a lot of people helping people. You know, there's a lot of that going on here, and it's just like, it definitely looks like a better place to be. You know, I've only been here for like, this is my second day, and I can already tell that I'm satisfied, you know. I haven't even leveled my character. I'm not even halfway through hiding yet. And I'm like, this is cool. So, yeah, it's just a better place to be. Someone in the chat agreed. They said, as a former UOGamer staff member, UOGamer staff has no structure at all. The thing, you know, and I can understand to a point a lack of communication between staff on any server, but I think one of the problems was, you know, one, the corruption within it, and two, there were personal vendettas. I think, like, if you made one mad, they would actually hold it against you forever, you know, and like, I don't know, has it ever happened to you, Eric? Like,
actually, Ryan deleted my whole 18x18 before. He thought that I was promoting a different shared and Skype or some, what was that, Ventrilo. He thought I was promoting a different server, and he literally came to the house and deleted the whole thing.
well, I don't know, you know, because you haven't been around, because you've been here, I'll tell you, like, I played a year ago and it wasn't as bad as it was now, but because they switched to a different forum software, they switched to a new forum software, and the way that the forum software works is it's only a RunUO server, so all the RunUO shards are on it, and because they did that, they got rid of all the moderators. Like, there were some really cool moderators back then. Some of them were really nice, and all of them, even Sue, do you remember Sue? You know, he like rides away on Emu or whatever.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, he used to listen to my show, dude. Like, I liked that guy. And he had to, you know, they got rid of him, and they got rid of all those moderators, and the only forum moderator now is Tessa. And they had to get rid of all these moderators because in order to be a moderator of the UO, you know, the hybrid forums, you have to be a moderator of all the RunUO forums, and they don't trust anybody to do that. So because Tessa's the only moderator, she just deletes threads. Like, if it is even remotely not directly related to the game, like, there can't be any, like, I don't even, it has to fit a very specific criteria, or she'll delete it, or move it to the Dremel section where you can't post or reply on it. And it got really, really, really bad. Like, there was people complaining. When I set up my forum boards on my site, people were like flooding it. Like, I had like 50 people in 2 days, and they were like using the forums like crazy. And I was like, what is going on? You know, and they're like, whoa, you have a forum board, like, you're not deleting my threads. And I'm like, yeah, isn't that what a forum board is for? But, yeah, I don't want to, you know, well, like I mentioned earlier, I don't want to spend too much time talking about hybrid because it's just unnecessary publicity for them. But for the people who are from there, you know, and because it's our first show, I am going to compare it a little bit. But for the people who are from there, and it doesn't look like there are any anymore, you should check out the server, and I've put up instructions on how to get involved and everything. So, and if anybody's got any questions, you can hit me up on Skype. I pretty much never sleep, or I always check my Skype when I wake up. Like, I'm always around and on. So, if anybody ever like needs me or anything, they need to get started on IPY or anything, I'm around.
As long as you can get over the no mount and the hard skill gain on this server, you're good. You're pretty much good. I mean, it's like this. You put all the hard work and time into it, it means a lot more than just an 18x18 somewhere on UO Gamers, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm actually kind of excited to make my first, like, money because I want to go out and get a house. And, like, I know that there's going to be a spot somewhere for me.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's I can't tell you how bad the housing is over there. It's like a freaking, I don't even, it's ridiculous. Like everyone, I mean, my neighbor in that game, he owned 30% of the housing on the server. One guy owned 30% of the housing on the server.
That's ridiculous.
I know, right?
How does that even happen?
That's just, dude, I have no idea. He randomly generates accounts and like uses them. He runs this script where he you know, here's an off-topic thing, but he runs a script where he tames unicorns over and over and over and over again, and like releases them at champ spawns, and then he runs a script that like drops stools around the champ spawn, so unicorns kill everything at the champ spawn, and he'll just like go AFK and come back a few hours later and loot all the gold. It's crazy, this guy. And so because he does this like day and night, he just takes all the money and he just buys all the houses on the server, so he owns that.
That sounds like he's got some serious fucking problems.
Yeah.
I know. Dude, I've got a story about that guy, because apparently he thinks he's like super, super macho because of all the money he has. And to me, I was just a PvPer. I wasn't like one of those people who collected anything. I didn't have like a giant house. I just liked to PvP. And I was like, to me, it's just a sport. It's just fun, competitive, you know. It's just like, I kill someone, then I pick them up and give them rights. I went outside and killed him one day. He was my neighbor, and he freaked out, man. And he's like, good luck living right here. And I'm like, what are you talking about, you know? And he would like camp my house every single day. And he ran that unicorn taming script and did it in front of my house. So I had like 5,000 unicorns in front of my house for like a day. And on that server, like, animals decay after like so many hours, but he left like so many unicorns and he would box them in right there. And because I was on my red character, like, they would just, it was like each one would just instantly fireball me and I would die. But it never actually happened because I didn't go outside. Well, this guy freaked out, you know, because I kept killing him for all the crap he was, you know, doing in front of my house, and I kept killing him. So he goes and he looks up my domain name, the Statloss.com thing, and when you register a domain, you have to leave, like, you have to leave your name and your address and everything, your phone number, and it becomes public record. And so he went and he searched for it, and he found it, and he found my address, and he found my phone number, and he posted it up on Craigslist under the Men Looking for Men section. This dude has serious rating problems. That's just a little story for everyone. Like, be careful who you piss off. Luckily, I put, like, fake information up there. Like, I would never, like, put real information like that up for public record, but yeah, I think it looks like Eric there. I didn't get a chance to catch his character name. Maybe it's Eric, but yeah, he had to go. But thanks for coming on, if you're still listening. He said, gotta go to a party, I'll spread the word about the site. I love it, good work. You don't seem like an amateur web designer. Pretty well done, good sir. So, appreciate the feedback. It's about 9 o'clock here. We're going to wrap the show up in about an hour, but I'll take a short break and maybe take a different call after the break. I need to go smoke a cigarette. I'm literally dying. So, what did you say your character name was?
Leonardo Reyes.
Okay, and you're the leader of you.
No, I'm one of the main peons in the U militia.
Oh, okay, cool. Maybe later you get your leader on. Well, if your leader comes on, recommend that he set up a group up on the website and everything. And once he does it, there's actually a guide on how to do it. Once he does it, he'll understand. You'll see how it works. It's really cool.
Yeah, the leader's actually a she, but I'll let her know that she needs to come on here and say what's up.
Yeah, needs to, like capital and needs.
Alright, well, I'm gonna wrap it up, so it was good talking to you. Oh, look at the show.
Yep, thanks. What am I doing here? Anyways, like I said, we're going to take a couple-minute break here, and we'll be back. If anybody wants to call in after my smoke break, we'll set things up and get you on the air, and everybody stay tuned. I'll be back in just a couple minutes. Feel free to make a request.